Bring these babies.
Good afternoon,
So
everyone.
afterwards we leave. I get a message from Michael when I get
Welcome,
home.
everyone, on behalf of the committee, and thank you for coming to celebrate this milestone in the lives of Bill and Charlie. A special welcome to the honorees, Bill and Charlie, and their wives, which Liz is not here right now, I know, and Janice, and their families. And I'd like to acknowledge the Adjutant General, the Brigadier General Michael Knepp. We also have Assistant Division Commander of the 42nd Infantry Division, that was tough, General Steve Ferrari, and Deputy Commissioner of Veterans Affairs, Ray Zawacki. Thank you for coming. Bill and Charlie, on behalf of everyone here, we hope that this event is special and conveys to you, each one of you, the appreciation we have for having been given the opportunity to work with each one of you over the years. I think it is safe to say that we all wish you well as you embark on this next, hopefully less hectic phase of your life. I want to share with everyone just how much Bill and Charlie are appreciated. That the members of the committee that put this together are all women, and shall I say that they're all estrogen-deprived women, I myself included. So the fact that they all worked together to put this together, I think very nicely they worked together, is really a testament to how well you guys are liked and how much we're willing to do for you. Another testament is the effort that Bill McBride put into putting these photo collages up for each one of the guys. And if you could, at some point while you're here, take a moment and sign it, maybe write a little note, try to be nice. And we'll send those home with them today at the end of the day. Before introducing General Knepp, I'd like to apologize in advance if we have missed something or we have broken some protocol that I'm not aware of. It was certainly unintended, and we'll just get that out of the way now. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Adjutant General, Michael Knepp.
Thanks, Jill. And let me add my personal thanks to the committee, because this is a lot of work to put on. And I'm sure both Charlie and Bill appreciate it. I know we appreciate it, having people be able to put something like this together in their spare time. And Jill, thank you, even though I know you're not known far and wide for your protocol. We've known each other long enough to know that this isn't in either one of our repertoires, quite frankly. Yeah, I just want to take 2 seconds to make a presentation. I guess I'll start with Charlie, because that's the one I picked up. I guess he's working on his 3rd retirement here. You know, having been a retired uniformed member of the Army National Guard, that started in 1964, I think, which is the year my wife was born, and then retiring from the uniformed service in '99. I guess, according to my notes, along the same time, doing a full technician tour as a federal technician at the same time, retiring just a couple of years before that, '99, with 31 years of active service. Not content with 2 retirements, moving on to the state retirement system. Started as a temporary position, who knows, probably didn't have a plan for staying as long as he did. I know how that kind of works out. And here we are today, you know, probably, I don't know, 13, 14 years later. He started in '99. Married, I think Janice is here. I haven't had a chance to meet. Nice to meet you. I'll see you in a few minutes. And we're over 45 years. And it says here, people give me notes to talk about. It says here, you are here with your 3 daughters and your wife. No, it says you, that's what I'm translating. It says here that you're here with your 3 wives and a daughter.
Yes, work wives.
Okay. Now you're from Utah. Hey, look, the thing that I know about Charlie that I think a lot of people will remember, that he's been the volunteer behind so many things that we do, like this luncheon, but like the Mama picnic that we have coming up and we've done in the past, including Operation Stand Downs, whether it's cooking, cleaning, or whatever needs to be done. And that's the thing I'll remember about Charlie most, and he'll be sorely missed. So Charlie, I'd like to make a presentation to you. I'm not going to read you the letter, but it is a letter from me congratulating him on his 3rd retirement. And And then Bill, how you doing? You want to come up here and make fun of you? Hey, Bill started back in down in Atlantic City in the 177th, the Air Guard side. We won't hold that against you. Married to Liz, who we also met during his work when she was in the department also, I guess. I never knew you were a deacon in your church, but that was pretty cool. I met several of your grandchildren. Is that all of them?
No, that's my daughter Rebecca.
How many more? I don't know. 9, late 9. Okay. Well, enjoy your retirement with your grandchildren, no matter how many there may be. Likes to camp. I certainly didn't know that. Looking forward to traveling the country with his wife and his dogs in the camper, which I'm sure will generate many stories and possible divorce. But you've left your mark on the FMB. You've done a lot of great work while you've been there. And I think the biggest thing I can think of is the corporate knowledge that you're taking out the door with you. I wouldn't be surprised if you got a few phone calls once you leave on how do you do this or how did we do this. So I'd turn my phone off if I was you. And, you know, the thing that they wrote down here that I actually knew is you could never say no if you came in and asked people you were going to find a way to make things happen. And so many of us have dealt with financial institutions in the past, and I think it's because they're black and white that it's no, no, no. And it's rare that you find somebody who say, yeah, we can make that happen, here's how we do it. And that's what you'll be remembered for, and that's a good thing to be remembered for. So without any further ado, I have my letter at coin.
No.
Now your letter at coin. Enjoy your retirement.
Waltz in Alaska.
Thank you, General. After the invocation, we're going to be asking the two honorees to their tables to go and start the buffet. And then I'll make my way around to each one of the tables and let you know when you can go first so we control the chaos, hopefully a little bit. More of that protocol. More of that protocol stuff. Now I'll ask Paul Kale, who was drafted into this assignment and graciously accepted to do offer a blessing for this event. Thanks, Paul.
You know, I prayed for Brother Charlie a lot. It's nice to be able to do it in public. Thank you. If you would.
I will.
Dear Lord, we're here today to celebrate the contributions of both Bill and Charlie. We pray that you guide them through this change in their lives, and they continue to do your work through their deeds. May we continue to enjoy their friendship, unfettered by the trappings of bureaucracy. May they enjoy the reaping of what they have sown, a bounty that's incalculable, yet a reflection of what those who serve your path, that those who serve your path can succeed. Amen.
Amen.
And personally for me, I wish you both fair winds and falling seas.
Okay, I think it's soup now. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to eat lunch, and then we have a little less formal presentations. Hopefully G-rated, but I can't guarantee anything.
Back out, Joe. Unless you have to do it, you can't back out now. It's in black and white.
Number 8 is not having to pay his gambling debt. Number 7 is not seeing Sue's smiling face and sweet disposition. Number 6 is buying a smartphone. Number 5 is setting up his Facebook page. Number 4 is attending Microsoft Windows 8 training. Number 3 is cleaning out storage units. Number 2 is cheering for the New York Giants. And number 1 thing he's looking forward to is cheering for the New York Mets. For Bill, the top 10 list was, number 10 is establishing an improvement plan for his man cave. Number 9 is building another storage shed. Number 8 is leaving his work wives. Number 7 is not using his hearing aids. Number 6 is buying another dog. Number 5 is participating in the Senior Mr. America competition. Number 4 is preparing the house for sale. Number 3 is eliminating the commute to work. Number 2 is sneaking out to Wendy's for lunch. And the number 1 thing he's looking forward to is traveling by air to faraway places. And you have to know their travel arrangements to know what that really is all about. But as everybody has said so far, you know, Bill and Charlie have been great to work with. They'll do anything you ask them. And I've never seen him yell at anybody. I've never seen him get upset over anything. It's just been great having him around. And as they said, Bill, the women took over the whole thing. You know, they couldn't do as much as they could for you and Charlie. So there's with a great deal of trepidation that I will relinquish this to Joe Dunleavy. Because I'm not sure what Joe's got to say or do, but he has some agenda he wants to present. If we can tear him away from the food in the back.
Bill asked me if I could cast judgment on the food. He said I wasn't done yet.
I'm getting ready to eat it. That would fix it.
Can't hear you.
Ed? He said I came up here without any notes. Actually, I had about 22 pages of notes, and I gave it to my wife last night to cross it out the stuff that I couldn't say because I told her it was a politically charged mixed group. She didn't know what that was. She just crossed stuff out. I do that stuff.
We're all blank.
I'll just wing it. I think I can hold this better like this. An awful lot of people. This didn't work. An awful lot of people here, Bill and Charlie. I just had no idea that there were so many people that were willing to come and say goodbye to you. Goodbye. Actually, they're waiting to celebrate your departure. Right? Now that you won't have to go to work any morning, I think Janice and Liz weren't looking forward to this day. They really weren't. What do I do now, Liz? Let's go to the diner. How about you, Charlie? No, really, it's a great pleasure that we're here to finally celebrate this awaited departure. Two of our most dedicated employees, the General and Ed, had some good words to say. And Charlie Bryant, I want to thank you for his time, and Bill Hutchison for your. That's not all I want to say.
Good. Sit down.
For those people that really don't know these two intimately, they spend an awful lot of time at the bottom trying to convince people that they had an important function to do for the staff. I haven't figured it out, but I'm going to miss the mornings. And Bill, for most of the people that worked in our little section, like the environmental and back where Bill worked, I'd come in the morning, Bill would hear me, and he would walk over from his desk and he'd say, with the utmost of reverence, "Good morning, Mr. Dunleavy. How do you feel today?" Give me a break. I am not a morning guy. I'm not an afternoon guy or an evening guy. But I had to hear this every day. And then Charlie would come over and say, "Well, Joseph, what do you think?" About what? About the Phillies. Good guy. What do I got, a crystal ball? He'd go on and he'd talk about Charlie, not Charlie Bryant, Charlie Manuel, and how he had to go and how he's going to be gone and Ryan Sandberg's going to be the next manager. I don't know. He's such a fan. I'm not sure. He was always wondering when they're going to show up. What do you think, they're going to come to the mountain? What? Show up at the ballpark? Charlie, it's a game for kids. You don't need to spend a half an hour, 2 cups of coffee worrying about what the Phillies and Charlie Manuel are doing. Now, Glavis would only start hitting the ball.
I can't speak English.
You know, most days you find Charlie out looking for missing furniture. Bill was always looking for batteries. There was not a day that went by in the first 10 minutes of the day that he would say, "Rose, did you hear that? Rose? Rose, did you hear that? Bill, would you please put your damn batteries in?" She said no. Oh, man. Now, I asked a bunch of old timers to give me some stories about Charlie Bryant. I've only known Charlie since 2001.
That's enough.
I got a couple of them on the phone. They were astonished that he was still around. They wanted to know what he was doing. Hey, what was I going to say? He's the champion Damala solitaire player? He's the only Damala solitaire player. I saw somebody from IT side of the house today. Didn't we take all the computer games off? All the games off the computers? Obviously, Charlie's got it in. I don't know. Charlie says free cells are relaxing. I believe it. He's the most relaxed guy ever met. I mean, you know, if you wanted to find him, he was usually down in his office. I'm sorry, his closet. He called it his office in an effort to bestow upon his position an air of authority. I just couldn't do it. But he was always down there, the locks and the furnitures and the floor mats and the flagpoles and the faces. He just was important. Just ask him. He'll tell you. Yeah, Charlie, I hope your health holds up. I really do. Most of us in the section know that if Charlie was to ever faint again in the hallway, the first thing that we were supposed to do was get that wad of money out of his pocket. The reason we had to do that was so that when Janice got out, she wouldn't know how much money he carried around. So I guess you're going to have to relax. Play more solitaire. You're going to have to carry less around with you. Or you just let Janice know about it. He really should share anyway. So. Now the other guy, Bill, you wanted to find him? Where do you think you'd go? Where do you think you'd find Bill? That. He was up on the roof. He was either spending most of his day checking compressors, heating elements, changing the temperature on the air conditioning, or the heating system, depending on what his boss wanted to do, just to keep her comfortable. It's too cold in here. It's too hot in here. Come on, give me a break. What a cushy job you've had. And you're retiring? You're nuts? Holy jeez. You know, when I first started working for the department as a environmental compliance assessor, the first place I went was Mercer Airport. And when I got over to Mercer Airport, get out of my car on this hot July day, here's this little guy walking around in a pair of short sleeve shirt, Dallas Cowboy hat. He's got this canister and a sprayer, and he's walking around the concrete over there. And I asked him, I said, "What are you doing?" He said, I'm killing all the weeds. And I said, well, you a licensed pesticide applicator? He said, oh, yeah. He said, here, let me show you my license. Hey, somebody's son's falling. Anyway, I asked him for his license, and I looked at it, and the thing had expired 3 years ago. I said, Bill, do you know that this thing's expired? He says, you know, I've been so busy killing weeds, I just haven't had time. Oh, typical. Bill was always working so hard. You gotta love it. A few months ago, the Malva started a physical fitness program. And a few people joined. I didn't. Anyway, Bill joined with a few others, and every, I guess, couple days after work, they would go over and they'd do their exercises and say how great it was doing for them while they complained about sitting at their desk eating their lunch, and I gotta go to work out and sit there. No, where was me? I thought it was doing wonders for Bill. I mean, just look at him. He was looking great. Until I found out that he was going to Walmart and buying pants 2 sizes too big for him. So he would look good. Some guy he is. And the general said earlier that he started with a guard at 177 back in 1985. They called you Lumpy. He wouldn't tell me why they called him Lumpy, but now he's just little buddy or Uncle Fester. Hey, little buddy, Uncle Fester. But he was a co-winner in that program, so he did a great job. He did tell me that he'll be eating healthy breakfast with Liz now at the diner. I can see that happening. I think he's going to be cutting back on the eggs, the sausage, turkey scrapple, pancakes, bacon, the soda. The sodas. He used to come in the morning and then go out and get one of the 95-gallon or ounce containers of soda and then say he's thirsty like at 10:30 in the morning. Now, he really promises he won't be eating that much before 10 o'clock. I have to tell you, Bill, for about the past 6 months, all we've been hearing is how much that he would rather be home helping Liz clean the house so that they can get it on the market. My God, if I heard that story once, I heard it 100 times. Liz would call up, well, clean this, clean it, clean it. So they'd go home and clean it. When are you going to put your house up for market? When Liz gets it clean. When Liz gets it clean. I got news for you. He says he's moving to Florida. I think Liz is staying put. Bill's going nowhere. He might be traveling, but he's going nowhere. At least he's going to have time now to pitch in around the house and help clean it up. You really should put it on the market, because I just heard recently the housing values are going up 20% in Vegas. 20%. So get the house sold. When are you going to get it sold? When are you going to put it on the market? Hopefully before fall. Before the fall? We'll see him at Wassling next year. Okay. There was, oh, this is crossed out. I can't put it.
Censored.
Janice would be kind of embarrassed. No, I'm not. You know, as we approach retirement, we try to lower our expenses. This is, where is Venacci? I see him. I don't want him throwing any stones. All right, raise your hand. I see you back there. Okay. One day, we overheard Bill arguing with the Trenton Water Department. And he was trying to tell the Trenton Water Department that he should really get a bill from them for the water in his house. And the Trenton Water Company saying, but sir, we can't bill you unless you have a meter in your house. And he said, well, I got a meter in my house. He said, no, sir, you have a well. And Bill says, I've been living here for 8 years, and I've been using your water for the past 8 years because the meter is in the basement. The water company says, no, you have a well. And Bill says, no, I have a meter and I want a bill. Bill, you're supposed to reduce the expenses into retirement. The Trenton Water Company is going to send them a bill from now on. They're not going to give them a free ride on the bill. Anyway, few weeks ago, I called some friends of mine. Mike Roush, that name sound familiar to anybody? No? Jeff Gordon? That name, Jeff Gordon? Anyway, why don't you two guys come on up here? Here, stand next to each other, hold hands. I mean, you do it now. No different here. Anybody follow NASCAR? Jeff Gordon hasn't been very lucky. I think he won one race this year. So he's been kind of busy, and he really would have liked to come since he's in the neighborhood. He's at Dover this weekend. Okay. Are you going down there? Let's travel. No, actually, you're not going down there because before we left, Abby got a message. Rose from Vitch Dumpster Service called and said that the 30-yard dumpster that you ordered will be there this afternoon by 4 o'clock. You have it for the weekend. They will pick it up no later than 10 o'clock on Monday morning. So, Liz, you're not going anywhere this weekend. Go clean up the house, get it ready for sale. But Jeff said, since he was out busy looking for a car to win a race in, and he wouldn't be able to come, he sent this little car up here for Bill. It's a little die-cast NASCAR car. You can put it there with your other cars, and you can take that silly 24 lanyard that you wear around the office off of your neck. I'm tired of looking at it. That's a good thing you gave it away, so. Yeah, okay. All right, Charlie. This guy, you know, you work for a guy by the name of Pesh, huh? I'm surprised you don't know Roush. Anyway, I called them and I asked them to do me a favor. So what they did is they sent me this nice little plaque picture. From the Philly Fanatic, it says, "To Charlie, best wishes in your retirement. Now you have more time to enjoy the Phillies." So, if we don't ever see Charlie again except on the day after giveaways, we won't miss him. Okay? So let's have a round of applause for these two guys who won't miss him. I'm sure everybody here wishes you well in your retirement. God bless.
Hey, we actually have a special guest that we didn't introduce earlier and managed to make it, Kendall Grant. But I hope I didn't just put him on the spot, but I made him. I think he does good under pressure, so.
Can't do any worse than the previous guy. You know, I came in and I'm still trying to figure out, Joe, it's upside down. Then I turned it right side up and it's upside down again. So it must be me. Geez, you know, I just came to tell in, and I apologize. I was at an event, at a Memorial Day event in Bronx County, which we all certainly in the department understand that that's what we all work for. And Charlie and Bill certainly understand that more than anybody else. It was interesting sitting there and listening to Joe Dunleavy describe Bill up on the roof and working. Hopefully we're not being turned into any fire marshal for using the room today or any weed pesticides that we're putting down. But he actually had a good job description for Bill and Charlie. Joe, that's called work. These guys work their whole life. Learn from them. Listen, I'm going to be short. I wasn't part of the program, but I am honored to say a couple words. It's a loss to the department. And you know, I can stand before everybody here and just looking out at the floor to see how many people came is a testament to both of you and how many lives you touched during your tenure in DeMava. So, you know, my hat's off to both of you. Everybody's replaceable, but some guys are just harder to replace than others. And one thing that you brought to the MAVA, both of you, was a sense of pride, a bright smile every morning. And Joe did say it, never a bad word about anyone. Came to work, you did your jobs, you had fun doing it, and you included everyone. And that's a hard thing to do, and we all should learn from that. Hey, listen, enjoy your retirement. That's what we all work for. It's a gift that you give yourself. You have beautiful families here, and you have a lot of friends. You're welcome back anytime. Thanks, and God bless both of you.
I want to thank you for your consistent, courteous, knowledgeable, and always cheerful help. And I'd also like to know if I could get your personal cell phone number and maybe that of Liz's, because I have a feeling that the poor soul that gets to get in your seat after you leave and your boss may not be able to fill your shoes. So I wish you well. Charlie. Oh, it's going to start making those sounds.
Take it up.
I wonder if that's because my brain's in overdrive. Charlie, what can I say? This was on my mind. It's actually been on my mind for quite a while since I found out that you were going to let us do this luncheon for you, and I'm glad that you did. And aside from the obvious things like we're going to miss you, and I don't know how we're going to manage things without you, and we'll miss the stories of the family and just to see you. I know that we're going to see you. I know that you'll be back, and I know your work wife, Sue, will keep us informed of what you're doing stuff. But when I was having a conversation with you just the other day, I think it was one day last week, I said to Charlie, Charlie, what are you going to do with yourself now that you're going to retire? And he says, you know what? He says, I'm actually kind of scared about that. I don't really know what I am going to do. And I said, So, everybody knows Charlie comes in with all these giveaways all the time, right? It could be a little Philly Fanatic plastic thing, or these towels, or posters, or the schedule for the Phillies, or whatever it is, right? So I had this brainstorm. I know how you can keep yourself busy, Charlie. There's your new home. We had a picture of your new home here. So when I came up with this idea, all of your friends, your girlfriends here that were involved in this, all got their brains in gear and they started saying things, and they decided that this, which is the Phillies field, is your new home probably. So we have that for you. And then somebody suggested that you are a DeMava MVP, and so I don't want to give any credit or place blame or anything, but somebody that will remain nameless that sits right outside of my office did this little MVP poster. And I got to tell you that I don't want her to take the whole blame, because partially it was the one that sits behind her that came up with the idea. So here's your new work schedule. The Phillies season schedule for 2013. And last but not least, I have a prototype for the thing that I have for you to keep you entertained in your retirement. And Vanna White here, my assistant, is going to help. And come on here, Charlie. This is for you. So you can put your, this is your blankie in case you get tired. You can put your little stuff in there and start Okay, now I think it's Linda, right? Oh, Charlie.
Yes.
I think they were giving you an opportunity to say something. Aren't you blessed?
I don't need a microphone. I just want to thank everybody in the MAVA for coming today, especially the committee who put this thing together for me. And I really enjoy all the old-time guys that I've known for years, all the armors, and everybody's done everything for me. I'm really going to miss everybody.
Love you.
So it's my turn. Hi, William. First, but let me say that it's been a pleasure to work with both of you. It's been a pleasure to work with you, Charlie. I know that when you first started, I was in the real property position. I know that you came in the transition of all of that new software and all of the equipment was all over the place and there was no place for it, and you and Kathy worked through that. And it's just a testament to yet another job that you completed and you did well. And I just want to say I enjoyed the time that we worked together and the time that I've worked with you since then. Bill, I'm sure most of you know that Bill was in charge of the work order system. What you probably don't know is that he and Liz created it. One day Bill was in the back and he was weed whacking as the chief armorer at DeMava, and I went up to him and tapped him on the shoulder and said, I need to talk to you. I think we need to pick your brain a little bit about how we could develop this system. And Liz and I had started to work on it very briefly prior to that. And before you know it, Bill was working for me and with me, and it was his system, and he has created something that is not, it's unsurpassed. And I will tell you that is a true Hutchison system, and that's what we should call it, is the Hutchison system instead of the work order system. His expertise and his knowledge of all that was out there, the folks and the systems, made him invaluable to us and to the department. I will personally miss you, Bill. I have to tell you, I can't imagine coming to work and not saying, Bill, put your ears in. Billy! It's all of those little things you have in the past several years become not only the guy that I went to, but my friend and my colleague. And I just can't, I will tell you again, I can't imagine working without you. But I think the department, and certainly the people here are a testament to you, but the department will miss you more than you, I think, that even everybody else knows. I'd like to invite you up to say a few words, but knowing that we put you on the spot, I've prepared some statements for you, so that you can share them with everybody. You know, I don't want you to have a loss of the words in front of all of these people, but please, come on up.
Yes, please.
I will miss the folks I work with. I will miss the folks I work with, especially my boss. She is the best person I've ever met. Sorry, Liz. I will wander aimlessly for days without direction and words. I will miss the question of the day. Do you have your ears in? I hope I'm not too loud here, because I don't have my ears in right now. I will miss the sounds of Joe over the cubicle wall hollering, "Oh, Bill, I'm telling Liz." And exciting, and as exciting as this may sound to you, it was truly the experience of a lifetime. It was true. Insert your comments here. I have been blessed. The Lord has been fantastically wonderful to me, and He has blessed me with all of you. He has blessed me with my wife, which I met here, by the way, in a Christmas party in 1990.
Four.
That's right.
Four. You want us to tell you when?
Hey, Lou, it was in this room, right?
Yes, it was.
And my daughter and my grandchildren are here, and I am so thankful for that. They're such a blessing to me. And it's been great. You know, it's hard for me to realize that it's come to an end, but you know, it's like you're turning over into a new phase of life, and I'm looking forward to that. But I'm definitely going to miss the life I have here with all of you. And it's been great. It really has. And I'm going to miss all of this. And I'm really thankful. Very, very blessed. Thank you very much. Thank you for this. I said, just take me out to lunch. And then she said, and she calls me into her office and says, Bill, I got some bad news. I said, oh. I'm getting news. You know, that happens all the time. And I said, wonder what's going on now. Who broke what? And she said, well, they're going to give you a party. I don't know how you're going to feel about it. She said, so, but I appreciate Rose and Marlene when she was here, and poor Tanner. You gotta build his shoes, buddy. And I keep telling him lately, I've been saying, Tanner, come on, pick my brain some more. You know, so anyway, I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for everything.
For you in the exercise class, right to the left. We have a couple of things. One is somebody at each table is sitting with a chair that has a tag underneath the chair. And if you are that person, a yellow tag, did I propose to say the wrong tag?
Lift up your chair.
There's a tag under your chair, it's not the one that the manufacturer installed. And if that tag is on your chair, please take on the centerpiece.
If you move two over, she would have got We're going to get the joke.
It's actually the gift. I know this other stuff is really cool, but we wanted to get you something a little bit more practical too, so we have a gift for each of you. And I think Linda has some sort of a pass for you as well.
Actually, you know what, Bill? It's this is the real gift. It's a lifetime pass for exercise classes. So that's the gift that just keeps giving. And I just but Bill, this is from everybody.
Thank you so much. Awesome. For garden trip.
This is from you. This is from everybody.
Thank you very much.
So that concludes our program. If you want dessert and haven't had it, please do have it. For those of you that are not on leave in the afternoon, we all get to go back to work.
Whippy, not me.
Sign the board, sign the board. And I think Bill McBride, one more thing, Bill McBride started this tradition about the retirement village. So I'm going to ask him to come up here and do this thing.
All right, so for those of you who don't know me, my name's Bill. I work in environmental. I also share a cubicle wall with Bill, so I'm privy to the Bill Elizabeth conversations and the Bill Rose conversations about his hearing aid, and also the bodily function noises that we hear all the time. We're also losing a lot of folks in ID, FMO, whatever we call ourselves this month. We started with Frank, and he's right here with us right here today. For those of you who are old enough to know about color forms, we make up little color forms of the person who's going to retire, and we put how many days they got left down in here. So we have Bill. He's down here. He's, like Joe alluded to, he's a NASCAR fan, so he's in a NASCAR uniform here. He's waiting to get into the Springfield Retirement Center. And we have Charlie, who's also a Philly fanatic, so he's right here. But now it's come to the time in the program where these guys get to pick which room they want to stay in retirement. So, Charlie, come on up. Bill's head. So, pick your spot. Bill, come on up. Next one up is going to be in a few months. Will be Dean. Where's Dean? I know he's here. And also Chris Harris. All right, thanks, guys.
We're gonna have to have wings on it. Probably change the
They are. That's why they're called parties, right? Hurry up and get out.
Drive by yeah, right.
All right, people. Okay, Louis. Take care of yourself.
What's that?
Yeah.